Alright, so I'm gonna basically leave it kind of like at that with the introduction to those things, with the sanity and the manipulation, because it doesn't have to go that deep. The point is that you are aware of your awareness, okay? Meaning you realize that you have a mind of your own, which is what spirituality is. Self-awareness, literally self-awareness. There's nothing else. Doesn't mean anything else. Spirituality is referring to your self-awareness, because in order for you to be self-aware, you have to have a soul and you have to have a connection with the Almighty God, which is why it's called spirituality. Spirituality, because your spirits, you have to have that core essence in order for you to exist within this realm and all dimensions as well. In all dimensions and realms. Okay, and densities. Okay. Densities are what makes up the dimensions, but they're not technically actually dimensions itself. Dimensions are made up of realms and densities as well. So, anyways, but it technically wouldn't be able to exist without dimensions. Well, it's made up of it mostly. So that's why density is another form of dimension, because in order to in order to access a dimension, you have to be able to first be able to access a dense and be able to exist within that density, because each dimension has different densities in which it vibrates, and its frequency and its tone is at a certain depth. So each density is a depth, the depth of the dimension within the mind. But anyways, this is the Dark Podcast, the DP Podcast. When you gaze into the abyss gazes back into you, and within the darkness shines a light. Okay, so essentially, the whole point isn't that it's not about you. The war is there to basically terrorize and abuse your ancestors, because your ancestors are protecting you. They're shielding you, they guard you, they do it create for you everything that you're willing to have. And when you have what you have, and you don't have to be an asshole about it, and they are, and they have to manipulate, well, they don't have to, they allow themselves to manipulate and be corrupt, and doing all this weird, insane shit. That makes them feel some type of way. It makes them feel jealous. Like, why your daddy get to help you out? Why your mama get to pull you up? You know what I'm saying? Fuck, this nigga got some fucking apple juice and a juice, juice box, and he got his little Lunchables and shit. You know what I'm saying? Mama ain't pack him no package or her no package, and now they upset. It's like that. You get all the goodies. You a little spoiled. Are you from the burbs? You got that good. You don't need no food stamps. They need to get food stamps to get their shit. I'm not making fun of nobody. No, I'm not making fun of no other. I'm just put it in perspective. When someone is living low, like in the underworld, they don't give no fucks. They be sassy as fuck. They don't care. They sedity. Yes. They gonna look at you like, oh yeah, you from the middle class? Alright, bet. So you must think you up there. You upper echelon, huh? You wanna be Beverly Hills? Alright, bet. If I catch you on this side, bruh, look. If you ever slide through, if I ever see you at the corner store, you finna get your ass. Alright, bro. I see you. Them some cute shoes. What size you got on? It's like that. So like your ancestors provide and ensure everything for you as long as you allow them to. And basically self-awareness is what allows you to allow yourself to have and to be and exist. And without it, you basically are technically yes, you're neutral, but you're susceptible. It's not about neutrality. It's not about left or right, up or down. It's about you're it's about susceptibility, not neutrality. Neutrality is fine. There's nothing wrong with neutrality, but which is in essence sometimes just ignorance. Well, no, actually, it just is ignorance, and that's what it simply allows you. This is a figurative example, by the way, not literally. But neutrality represents ignorance in this situation, and if you remain neutral and you don't even realize it, that your neutrality leaves you vulnerable, okay, showing out type shit, everything that you got within you, what's gonna happen is somebody gonna see what you got all over your picnic blanket, and they gonna come up and snatch that shit. That's what's going on. So it allows you to be susceptible, easily accessible to these motherfuckers who, these others, these entities, actually these fallen ones to be honest. And I mean actually in truth, who are willing to use what you have within you to quote unquote, in their perspective, in their viewpoint, gain their interests, for their interests, and to their benefit. If you allow, so simply just you being ignorant is all it takes. The access, the door code, the whatever the fuck you want to look at it like as the gate is your ignorance. It's not about anything else. You're literally not even weak. You just don't realize how quote unquote strong you are, even though strong and weak don't exist. It's just depth and shallow. You don't even realize how deep your mind is and how deeply you can go into your own mind and soul. Yet, and that's what the fuck makes you a target, as they like to call it. But green is great. It's great to be green. Remain green on the inside though. Not on. Don't be trying to share that shit. Keep it to yourself. That's how the fuck you protect yourself. And if you protect yourself, guess what? You're protecting your spirits, and they respect that shit. But the moment God don't fuck with you, it's because you don't fuck with God. And why you don't fuck with God? He wasn't fucking with you. And even though you gave a fuck about yourself, God don't need you to give a fuck about yourself. God gave a fuck. And if God didn't give a fuck, God don't have to give a fuck. Guess what? Because the Almighty God, it gonna make sure you don't have to give a fuck about you. So because you already got everything you got, you're willing to have. So God gonna make sure you got what you got. So you don't have to give a fuck about yourself. And because you don't have to give a fuck about yourself, God don't have to give a fuck about you. You feel me? Not in no like you don't matter type of not in no like type of like you're less than type of way, but in a sense like if there ain't shit for you to worry about, why the fuck would God worry about you? Why would the Almighty God worry about you actually? To be exact. Yeah. Think about it like that. Because the point is that you shouldn't there's no excuse, there's no reason for you to worry. There's no excuse for you to fear. No excuse for you to be sad and angry, depressed, and all that shit. You already got it. Whatever you willing to have, whatever you think about, you already got it. If you would never had it, you wouldn't be able to think about it. If you don't have it right now, you wouldn't be able to think about it. It may not appear in the lower dimensions yet, but it already exists in a higher dimension, which is the deepest part of your mind. So when you access the deepest parts of your mind, or you connect deeper with your mind, within your mind, actually, what happens is that it begins. You think or you believe it to begin to appear within your reality. You believe it to be called, appearing within your reality. In other words, what it actually is manifesting. So the manifestation already exists. It just ain't. It's just still in the process of manifesting. So the more you process your feelings, the more that's manifesting. That's the key to manifesting. Processing your feelings and processing your thoughts. Not your thoughts. What you're thinking as you're feeling. Actually.